In a business, it's vital that management knows where it's headed. It's even better if the staff also are clear on the destination target. But if you ask many businesses what their destination is, they may struggle to tell you. If you are the manager of a business and don't have a clear sense of direction and how to tell that you're on track, you can be confident that no one else in the business will know either, and probably don't care. We at ProfitSavvy.org think that setting a destination is one of the most important things a business leader does. Hello, I'm Scott Williams, founder of ProfitSavvy.org. When you have a medical problem, you go to a doctor and she asks you to describe the symptoms. Based on this, you get offered a treatment for what ails you. At ProfitSavvy, we use the same approach. Our diagnostic menus on the website quickly lead you to suggested remedies for whatever issues you are facing in your business. This saves you an enormous amount of time wading through books trying to find a treatment for your business's particular issues. Our focus is on owner-operators and middle management of larger businesses. We assume you have the necessary technical skills, so we focus on helping with management issues. In this podcast series, we touch on the most popular issues from our website. Imagine yourself driving at night between two country towns 500 miles apart. At any point in time, you can only see a couple of hundred meters ahead because it's nighttime. But you can be confident of getting there, even if you deviate along the route for food and sleep. That's because you've decided on a destination and your car's GPS will keep updating the route as you make changes. In contrast, if you just jump in the car and start driving without a destination in mind, the route you take will be completely random, and you will probably get lost or run out of petrol. I know it's a silly example, but many businesses don't know where they're going and so are pretty much rudderless. Because the boss hasn't explained the direction, staff either make random decisions or have to wait for a time slot with the boss to get some instructions on what to do next. This is a waste of time and, perhaps worse, a waste of the staff's mental horsepower. The obvious question when setting a destination is, what is the time frame? The best answer is probably that there are several time frames. The most distant time frame probably addresses when you plan to sell the business or pass it to family members when you retire. Once decided, you begin to steer the company accordingly. If selling, it takes a couple of years to position it in the best condition for sale, so you get started at least 2 years before you plan to sell it. If passing to the family, you might start transition training for the next generation. Mid-range timeframes are possibly 3 to 5 years for innovations to be tested, have some failures, and the surviving innovations integrated into your mainstream core activities. As another example of shorter timeframes, ProfitSavvy.org has 2 double your profit strategies. First, double your profit in 100 days, and the second is to double your profit again in the subsequent 365 days. If profit is your objective, read more on these in the ProfitSavvy.org. Experience with big projects like software development has shown the dramatic benefits of destinations with very short timeframes, typically 2 to 4 weeks. These are often called sprints. Techniques like Agile and Scrum can work with any business trying to use sprints to grow. They break tasks into what can be done in a 2-week sprint rather than a much longer and vaguer periods of, say, a year. There's more on Agile and Scrum in ProfitSavvy.org. The take-home on the destination timeframes is that there are several interlocking types of timeframes, from very short to those over many years. The important thing is to have some clear-cut destinations in mind so you and the staff clearly know where you're going. Goals or destinations need ideally to pass a few tests if they're going to be comprehensive, complete, and capable of achievement. This test framework has led to the concept of SMART, S-M-A-R-T goals. Let's tease these out a little bit. The S in SMART stands for specific. A goal needs to say exactly how it's measured, say double profit rather than the rather wimpy increased profit. The M in SMART stands for measurable. We have to be able to measure progress, otherwise how do we know we've got there or are at least progressing? A goal to be consumer-friendly is not measurable, whereas a goal to increase average sales per customer by $10 is measurable. The A in SMART stands for achievable. Although it's fine to have some element of stretch in the goals, they have to be something a staff person believes is possible, or they'll just ignore them as unachievable. Google and others like them have goals called OKRs, which stands for Objectives and Key Results. In these cases, a 70% likelihood of achievement is considered a passing grade. The R in SMART means realistic. It's related to achievable and meant to ensure that the goals can be reached and are believable. Lastly, the T in SMART stands for timely, meaning that a sensible time frame is set to achieve the goal. With no time frame, progress can't be measured. An unreasonable time frame is demotivating for staff. So, SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. There's more on the critical process of setting destinations for your business throughout profitsavvy.org.